Morning, YouTubers. Today we're going to work on our Squatch camper mobile. It's actually a pickup truck. Had a topper put on the top of it. I can use the back as a camper. I built some cabinets for it. I'm working on, I just bought a, sorry about the brightness there. I just bought a refrigerator a couple weeks ago, and I am gonna fix it so I can just plug it in. So what I'm gonna do, I'll show you the truck. So this cabinet here, see, it's overflowing with stuff. This is my it's my regular work stuff. I've got emergency road stuff in it, and it comes to about here. In here is just camping stuff. It's just chock full of stuff. It needs to be cleaned out. I'm going on a camping trip next weekend with the men's group at my church, so I want to get it kind of fixed up a little nicer. On this side, this is camping gear. I have tarps in there. I pulled this one out because it's so big. I've got a thin one that I'm going to try to drape across the top of this, and it'll come out to about this far, and then I'll have some sort of shelter if I want to put a table or a chair and I can sit here. This piece of wood is going to get cut down, and it's going to go from there to here. So I have a cooking area. It's also easier on my old knees instead of grinding it into this. I have another piece of carpeted plywood that goes here when I'm camping, but not when I'm moving around. This is going to stay permanent. I may take this extra piece here, and I'm thinking I might hinge it over so it's out of the way once I cut it. And I may have another piece I can do this with, and then I can just have this as a workspace. And yes, when the tailgate shuts, it'll fit. So anyway, not only this is the battery compartment. So I have an inverter. This is an old inverter. It's going to go away. I'm going to get something a little bigger, possibly. I have two hookups. There's a cord here that goes down below, and I can plug into house power if I want to. But I don't think I want to fix it so I don't ever have to. I bought a 100 amp hour battery here. I'm going to put a solar panel on the roof, and I got a 100 watt solar panel that I can increase if I need to. If you see the hole up front, I have sleep apnea, and that's where I was putting my CPAP, but I have another smaller CPAP that I don't need to. But part of today's project, what I did earlier was I ran this cord here all the way through the cabinet. It goes from the back of the the camper, whatever you want to call it. It goes from this area into the cab, and then it comes, I don't even think you can see it in there. Anyway, it comes through here and it attaches to here. I'm sorry, it attaches to here. And what this one is for is it's going to be off the 100 amp hour battery that's going to be on the solar panel. I just bought another one of these that I'm going to mount here, and it's going to be off the truck power. So when I'm going from point A to point B, I can plug it into here and charge it off of the system and not drain this one. When I'm stopped, I'll just take it from there and put it into here, and I'll be done. I could put a switch in, but this is actually just so much easier. Anyway, yes, I am capable of doing that. I am an electrician. I just would rather do it this way. That way, if I ever needed it for one or the other, I've got it. And this is just a mess. Here's a old face mask that I don't wear anymore. I'm going to be cleaning this out for the trip. Yeah, I do have a first aid kit. I have another first aid kit in here. This is not going to be good right in the sun. This pipe here is actually a 5-gallon water tank. I painted it black so it'll heat it up. The only problem with that theory is when you drive down the road, even if it sat there all day, the air moving across it cools it down. So that's all good. I can pressurize it up to 60 psi and have like a little shower. So we're going to be rinsing that out today. Getting a little chlorine in there because I haven't used it in a while, but I'm going to be using it here next weekend. So anyway, that's the gist of what we're doing. So let's get into what I'm doing here. I have, here's the battery, and I am just going to come off of this screw and this screw and run it back down through there and underneath the chassis and into the cab. And then I'm going to come out of the cab. I'm going to go into the back, and I'll show you some of the other pieces later that I'm going to put in there. Anyway, I was going to use the fuse box, but I decided that, hey, I'll just use the battery. It'll be connected all the time, no problem. If I decide it is a problem, I'll put a switch somewhere. So anyway, I'll bring you back once I get started. Okay, so here's some of the stuff I got going. Number 14 gauge wire. I am not really running anything super big in this. So, you know, I don't need huge gauge wire, but this is what I'm running here. I've already ran. But most of the stuff is just 12 volt stuff. So I got some drill bits, a drill, a variable bit, starter bit. I could do it with that, but I just prefer to do that. Silicone so I can seal up the floors and stuff. I got some stain for this and some sealer. I'm going to seal up front and back once I get it cut. I've got this, which is USBs. It's got two. This is a cigarette lighter, which goes to this. This is for the refrigerator, this line here. So heat shrinks, butt splices, smaller heat shrinks, a little bit different size heat shrinks, some terminals. But I'm going to get all of this installed, because what I want to do on this side is, if I need to, I can run my CPAP off this side, or I can run it off this side, off the main battery. I don't know how long this will last me, so we'll be finding all that out, and I'll update you on that. But right now I'm going to get this wire ran from the battery into the cab, into the bed of the truck. So I will try to bring you along with me, but it's kind of cumbersome under the truck where I'm going to be. So I'll just show you after I run the line, I think, and then when I start making the connections, I'll show you that. So I'll bring you back. Okay guys, look what just came. It's the Redodo 12 volt lithium battery that I bought. It's 100 amp hour. Let's open it up. It wasn't supposed to be in until like Friday, and I'm heading out of town Friday, so I didn't think I was going to get it, but I'm very happy about this. I was hoping if I ordered it, it'd get here on time. So opening it up, there's a packet full of Redodo don'ts and Redodo do's, I guess. So we'll look at that. And there's the pieces for the terminals. My biggest thing I want to see about this is if it will fit in that battery compartment that I built in the truck. It's got a nice little handle. It's very colorful, which isn't why I bought it. It's very light compared to that lead acid. I'm very pleased about that. Okay, let's move this way a little bit. Let's see if I can get you over here. Open that up. Let's see here. Okay, so let's move out this old inverter. It's looking like it's going to be tight. I may have to not make any changes at all. It fits just like a glove. And I'm not going to mount it or anything because it's tight enough in the back. There's not enough room to move for it to move around. I did the lead acid like that, and it just stays. Door shuts fine. So, wow, that's a plus. I tried putting a gold zero in there, did not work. But with everything else I'm doing, I'm gonna have the inverter and all of that. So, I'm gonna continue on what I was doing. Actually, maybe we'll just go on into the backyard and hook this thing up to the solar panel, see where we're at charge wise. I'll bring you back when I'm back there. Okay, this is a little setup I have just to keep the solar going outside. I think eventually I'm taking this whole toolbox up to my camper, and then if I want to add batteries I can. Oh, hold on, I got a friend coming over here. Look at that. Wondering what I'm doing, wondering if I have food, and there's another friend over there. So the girls are out foraging today. And yes, my lawn needs mowed, but my front yard looks good. So I'm going to take the solar down, just set it off to the side, and we'll look inside this toolbox. Okay, this is just a little makeshift hookup I have for the solar panel. This is, and then all goes to this solar charger by Renology. So far, so good. I am getting an error for some reason. Oh, hold on. I don't know why. That's new. Oh, I wonder if it's because we're blocking the sun. I don't know. Well, I'll work on that anyway, but this is what I got. Oh, there we go. I might have lost it. I don't have a nut for this side, so maybe that's what the problem was. I've been moving it around a little bit. So anyway, 0.1 amp. Let's see. I'm getting, the battery is charged to 13.6 volts. It seems during the day it goes up to 14. I've never seen it go off 77 degrees. And we're getting 13.6 volts in, 1.5 amps. That's because I moved, it's getting full sun now. So anyway, what I'm going to do is, okay, there's the 14.2 to the battery, or from the battery. It's just amazing how much a little bit of sun off of it does. But I've had this hooked up for, okay, I'm getting 20.6 volts off of the 100 watt solar panel. So I'm going to hook it up to the Redodo, see what we got going. I have to unhook, the first thing is the batteries, and then I will unhook the solar panel, and then we'll reconnect everything in reverse. Okay, so I got everything disconnected and reconnected. I took the other battery out, and the good news is it was fully charged and went to a float charge. So we're all connected here. Made sure our polarities were right. Let me see if I can get you closer in on that. Oops. Alright, so we're looking at 77 degrees. I don't know if that's the battery temperature. It's hotter than that outside, I think. Not completely. So 13.4 volts on the solar panel, 2.9 amps. 0.1 kilowatt hours. Battery is 13.4. It came in at 13.4. And this, again, this is a lithium. It's good for lithium, all types of batteries pretty much on this solar charger. So I'm going to leave it go for the day and see what it does. Hello friends, it's two more of the fam. And oh, there's another one over there, two of them digging around and just getting all the yummies out of the yard. and they give us lots of eggs, which you guys know getting quite expensive these days. So I actually got those about a year ago at a place called Rural King. Some of you have heard of it. It's an awesome store. It's feed store, hunting store, dry goods. So anyway, here's kind of where I'm at here. I ran a fish tape down here where I can get to it, and then I was going to pull it up through there and run it, but then I decided, why don't I just get my line ran in here? Yeah, I know it's a mess, and I'm going to run it over there to the other side, but that little area right there where it's gray, I'm going to drill a hole, because inside of the cabinet here there's another place that's plastic, and I can just run it from one to the other and then run it to where I want to in the back here. I'm going to put a plug in here, plug in back up here at the head. I sleep with my head down here, then I can put my CPAP and be off the battery. It doesn't draw that much, and that hole on the other side will be for the refrigerator. When I go hunting, I put the refrigerator here, then I'll be able to plug it in there once I'm done. And then lots of fun wiring. To me it's fun because this that's what I was in a former life, was an electrician, but I've been messing with cars, putting in stereos and stuff since I was a teenager. My junky place. So this is going to run from up in here somewhere. I'm going to have to dump everything out. I was wanting to clean this out anyway, and then I'll run it along the back wall here, and I'm going to put another place to charge in the back of the truck over here somewhere, and it'll the solar charger panel will be over there where that bungee cord is, and so I can see what's going on with that, because that's where that battery is going to be. And I'm hoping to have most of this done today. Can't wait to get started. So with that, I'm going to do that. Alright, going to drill a pilot hole. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this. Alright, drilling a pilot hole. Okay, that's a goodie. So I got to fit two of those wires through there, one in and one back out. So I'm going to use a variable bit to enlarge the size. That should be enough. At least I hope to goodness it is. I really don't want to drill any more holes in my cab than I have to. It's kind of scary. Okay, looks like we're good. So I'm going to run this in and over. And here, I'll leave you there while I'm doing this. See if I can get this in there. You know, the hardest part of this is me getting on the ground. Actually, that's the second hardest. The hardest part is getting back up. I'm back up, guys. All right. Make sure that's enough to go over there. I'll bring you back. Okay, I am using a fish tape. Yes, it goes on forever. But I got it to go down there, so it's kind of away from everything. I'm going to run it back up around this way and zip tie it to something up here, and then we'll just come around and hook it to the two like I said. What I did, the fish tape goes underneath. You can see it's, hang on, that's right there connected, and I just lapped it over because there's not going to be a lot of resistance. In the electrician's world, what we do is we tape it off so it doesn't do that. So anyway, back up, set you over here, and we'll take this, and there it is. That was so difficult. So, okay, we don't want it to slip back down in there, so I'm going to turn this off, and then so I can try to wind this fish tape up. Okay, well, it's been a good delivery day. They delivered the Redodo battery, and we saw that it's on the solar panel charger, and Amazon truck just came up, delivered this. It is an LED light. It's going to go across up there. So I'll bring it back when I get ready to open this package. Alright, here's the package. Let's see if I can get it a little bit closer here. There we go. So let's open this thing up. And oh, there we go. We got it started. I'm excited. There it is. There's the remote. There's the wires. It doesn't look long, but I didn't want a really long LED strip. This is about 5 feet, and I'm just going to be up there permanently mounted somehow. We'll figure it out. So I have light in front, I'll have light in the back. All right, I'll bring you back when I do. Oh well, let me show you where I've got to. So there's a roll of wire, and I'll be coming down this side of the cabinet. It's run in there. It's kind of a dangerous place. It's where I keep some stuff, but I gotta clean all this junk out. I think I'll try to zip tie it up here or something, maybe drill a hole here, and then just have to be careful with it. It's got to go. I'm going to put some sort of right here. It's going to be, I haven't decided yet whether it's going to be the 4 or the 3, a single. I think if I kind of like to have a meter at both sides so I know where it's at, so I don't have to crawl all the way in there. So anyway, but it goes from there. There's 2. This is the one coming from the cab, or from the bed. This is the one going over there. We're going to tie all these together, and then I'll have what I need over there for house battery and truck battery. So, and it goes underneath all the way up under here, and it comes up through there, and I'm still planning on tying into these 2 right here and right here. So, but I won't be doing that until I get everything connected, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today or not, but we'll see. All right, I'll bring it back when I do something exciting. Okay, so I'm getting ready to make the connections here. This is the one that comes in for power, goes over to where I'm going to hook up the power from the car battery when we're underway. So I'll have that, and this goes to the back of the truck where I'm going to use it for several things if I need them. Like I think I'm going to have a cigarette lighter there, a couple USB, and then in the back a switch so I can turn on the cab lights from the back. So I'm getting ready to do my stuff here. So what I'm going to do is cut these and split them. Sorry there's not a lot of light. I can barely see it myself. But not only that, I'm trying to fit my squatch body into this area here. So I normally wouldn't cut these, but I'm going to use these butt splices. I'm going to wrap two together, and then the third one I'll put on the other side. And I've got some of this tubing I'm going to slide over the top of it. Just notice it looks like there's several sizes here. I did not know that when I bought it. Or maybe it's just looped in. Yeah, I guess there is. Oh, that's pretty dang cool. So I guess that's so you can separate them out. So let's just cut this, because I want it to go around it part of the way. So we'll just cut that much. It's not hard to cut. Got mosquitoes joining me. I killed that one. Alright, so I have this. Lots of sand in here because of metal detecting. These, split these. I was gonna just try to cut it back a little bit, and use solder, but I can't find my soldering. I found my soldering gun, but I can't find my solder. So anyway, get everything stripped out. So let's go ahead and I think I should have done this first. Actually, I think it's gonna be a little bit too short. It's okay. Let's do this. Cut it again. I think I can do what I gotta do. So let's get these guys together. Try to get it down in here. I think I made a error here. It looks like it's gonna be okay. Let's see, it's just gonna push that little one out. Okay. Now we can pull this back then. Yeah, it's basically red to red, black to black. So let's do this. A little bit more, I think. There we go. That's a little bit too much. Yeah, they're never exactly accurate on it, I guess. Well, let's do this. These two red ones. Get them twisted together. Good connection. Put these in here. Crimp them. Oops. You know, it is better to put them in the crimper first, I think. Let's see. Hang on. There's just enough room for me to fit in here. Okay. There's that one. And I think what I'm going to do is once I get this wrapped up, I'm going to tape it up too. Okay. Put one single one on the other side. A little bit more, a little bit more. Okay. Twist them together first. Silly man. All right. So I got that one together. I take my arm out of here and do a little taping on it. Okay, take the black one. All right, there's that one. All right. Now I want to tell you, this is the way I do it. It's my vehicle. I'm gonna do what I want. You do this at your own risk. If you aren't sure what you're supposed to do, you need to go and get a qualified electrician. So you be your own devil's advocate on this. I am doing what I'm doing. Oh, there's that. Whew. Pinching in on my shoulders. Alright, I remembered to do it right this time. Push this up in there and crimp. Ugh. Okay. Good and solid. Get the tape out. Yeah, this ain't gonna be pretty. Maybe better than it was. I'm gonna put one wrap around just the black one, and then we'll tape them both together. All right. Let's see if I can get this little tubing over it. Maybe not. You could also do heat shrink, which was kind of my plan, but I said I'll just use electrical tape. There's that. It's gonna suck if that ever loosens up. Okay, I don't need to go all the way back. So let's push this through. It's under there. And then this little hole here, I'm going to get some silicone in there, move it back and forth, and seal it off real good in there. So now I've got the connection coming from the battery, going over to the other side, and going to the bed of the truck. And now I'm going to go to the other side and make the one connection I can. The other one I have to wait on the other part. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I'm on the passenger side now, and if you look, I already got this one ran and secured. I made sure I knew which one was which. I split this one, so I know that's going to this one. This other one's going to go over to here, and I'm going to cut it because I'm going to mount the other one right here. It's going to be mounted right next to this one, and I'll have this go to it, so I can cut it off about here, and I'm going to use some more of the little black conduit, and I'll show you that once I'm done. Okay, I got everything covered and taped. This is for the other one. We'll go right here. That way I can, if I want to, I can test the power here. I can turn everything on once I get everything done in the back. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take these and put them up inside here. And that's good to go until the other one comes in, I think Wednesday. And then I have this here. Once again, this here goes to the new battery, and this is truck battery, house battery. So I'm pretty pleased the way it turned out. It's nice and solid. I just pop this down, plug it in. All right, all I gotta do is clean that mess up. So I'm getting ready to go in the back. I think I'm gonna take a break and come back out to it. Well, hello Squatch Watchers, happy Sunday. I am trying to finish up this video where I started doing a electrical upgrade for my my truck. I'm not really an overlander, but it's kind of taking a page out of their book. I got tired of having water in my lunch meat, possibly contaminated by hamburger that was in a cooler where the water got in, so I bought one of the refrigerators. I'm very happy with it. I'm going to do a review on it. It's just about as much as a regular Yeti or Arctic or something like that. I do like my Arctic cooler, but and I am not sponsored by any of these. These are just my own. I pay for these, I use them. If I don't like them, I send them back, and I tell you what I did. So anyway, let me give you a little walk around in my truck. It's just a regular Dodge. It's an Outdoorsman series, which means it's got baffles and stuff, so when I go through, if I go through streams, which I have, it'll not get water into places where there's not supposed to be water. It's a 2011. I had the engine replaced on it and the rear end because I use it a lot. I haul that big old boat. I do I have a quad, I have two quads, but I haul the trailer. I'm always on the go just about every weekend, so it's got a lot of miles on it, but I keep it in good order. So anyway, let me start up here. This is my solar water heater. It's made out of 3-inch PVC, I believe, and if you look up here, that is a inlet valve off of a tire, and I have a quarter turn faucet, just regular faucet, and so I can fill it up and get all the air out. I have another one on this side, so I have a hose that will attach to my garden hose and attach to that. I opened up the front one, I fill it full of water, close it off. The black makes it hot. The only problem is when you're driving, it cools it back down. I can take and put an air, I can pressurize it, or I can use it on just regular air pressure, just gravity. But if I want more pressure, I can pump it up to 60 psi. So in the back here, I've put I've wired it off of the main battery, and it comes from the battery down the driver's side, right there, there's a it's a 4-gang hookup. There's a switch, there's a double USB port, there's a place where I can plug in for a cigarette lighter, and there's a voltage meter. There's another one exactly the same on this side, and then if you look up on the very top over there, there's another USB port, so I can put another light up there. But I don't usually leave this one on here, but what I did was I bought a short LED strip, and I can turn it on, have a remote, change colors. So if I'm back there and I just want to chill or have some extra light, I got that. Back here now, I have sleep apnea, so I can plug a my sleep apnea machine that works off a cigarette lighter into either one of those. This side over here is off of a 100 amp hour battery, and it's hooked up to a solar panel on top of the truck. So I got backup power. I can use either the truck battery or the house battery. Here we go. This is just 13.3 volts, and just a kind of guesstimate. Again, it has a USB and a cigarette lighter. Now there's a cigarette lighter there, and over here there's another one on this side, because right in this area is where I put my refrigerator. I have a small generator that goes on this side, hunting or camping gear up there. Unless I'm camping in the back of here, then the refrigerator goes in the back seat, and I'll show you that shortly. I ran some connections up there. You've seen that earlier in the video. Here's the solar controller, 13.2, even though it's not as bright out as it looks, but it's the solar panel, amperage, kilowatt hours off the panel, solar panel. The battery's got a charge of 13.2. I don't think the temperature, it never changes, so that's right there. I got it on a door to where if I want to access down in here from inside, I can. Here's one side I got. This is the battery. Inside here I also have the hookup. This goes in here, so I can use my refrigerator. What I usually do is if I'm heading out of town Friday night, I will hook it up and start cooling it down inside, and then on the way up I hook it to the battery on the truck. Once I get up there, I move it to this side. I have a Redodo 100 amp hour battery, and it's all wired in. It goes through the cabinet, through the into the cab, because I have another hookup there, and I'll show you that next. So back seat, lift this up. I have two cigarette lighters. This one here is off the 100 amp hour battery, and this is off the truck battery. So if my refrigerator's here in the back seat for the ride up, because I'm going to be camping in the back, I can put it here for the ride up, and once I get where I'm going, I can put it here so I don't kill my truck battery. So I also put in a board here so I can cook. Oh, hold on. I have this is just a bunch of junk. It's not really junk, it's just unorganized right now. Let me turn this back off. Another thing I did was I have connections here, and the problem, I have a light right up here. Oop, hold on. I have a light right up here, but I had to turn on the key to use it. So I wired it into the house battery, so I don't have to do that anymore, so I can actually see in the back of my truck at night without having to turn the key on, come back here and turn this on. The only downside is if I forget it, I have to get out of my truck and turn it off, but I'll deal with that. So I also have 2 fire extinguishers. I make, you know, all my food here. Sometimes I just use these as plates. There's a storage container there. It has camping gear in it. Up front is just incidentals. I'm gonna have curtains in here. Not like anybody'd want to see a Squatch when he's sleeping anyway. Over here is just everyday hand tools or road emergency stuff, because this window here flips up, this one doesn't. The reason I didn't have them both flip up is this window is larger, so I can get good ventilation. That's got a smaller window that opens, so I can get more air. So lift this up, just all kind of storage. Here's my pump for pumping up the water container. Another cool thing I did was I bought this little jewel, and it's a USB light, and I can hang it up here. Oops, hang it up here and plug it in down here in the USB port, and I have light. Let me put that back where it goes. Everything is got a spot. So that's that. I showed you the front. Oh, I was going to show you the solar panel hookup. All right, this is going to be tough for an old guy, but I did it. Well, the panel's getting a little, it's getting some what you call it, pollen on it. And the way I installed these is, if you look at the bolts, they're toilet tank bolts. They fit in this groove, so I didn't have to screw through my topper. And when we get some rain, that'll get rinsed off. If not, I'll rinse it off next week. I've had this thing up here for a number of years, and this was how I put it up here permanently, but I'm not too impressed with the way I did that, but it's strong. That side needs to do the same thing, but I'm trying to come up with a better solution, and I think that might be straps, hose clamp straps, big ones. So if you have any ideas, let me know. This was a real pain in the butt to do. So okay, let's see if I can do this without breaking my legs. Okay, and that's my wheels. It's my everyday truck, and it's my for all intents and purposes, my overlanding vehicle. So anyway, I want to get this video finished up, and I'll see you at the closing. Oh, welcome back, Squatch Watchers. I'm gonna wrap this video up here, and I started this video back in February. I was getting ready to go to a men's retreat with my church, and I was wanting to camp in the back of the truck. It's now July 17th, and it is all kinds of hot, and I do not plan on doing any camping until it cools off. That's sometime in November, December here in Florida. So anyway, I'll show you what some of the things happen with my my build for the lights and the power and stuff. Had some issues because I still use my truck as a pickup truck, and I'll show you some of the wear and tear and some of the changes I'm going to make, and I'll make a short video to show you how I'm going to do that. So the first thing, let me show you this. So this is the power center, which I use quite well. I plug the refrigerator into here, and it works fine. This I turn on and off, and it should give me a voltage, and this is USB ports. Now, as you can see, it's dirty. I can clean that. That's no big deal. I've been using it as a truck. I'll vacuum it out here. and I like to keep it pretty clean. But anyway, here's the problem. The switch popped off. It got hit by something, so that's not really sturdy. It's not really flush either. As you can see, it was sticking out. So it got caught by something and it ain't turning on and off anymore. And guess what? Here's another one off of this one. Now, the power still works. All that does is turn the voltage meter on and off. So, another thing that happened, there's a USB for my lights that go around here, and because it was down here, let's see if I can do this, down here, when I slid something into the truck, it got bent. It's still usable. I'm going to bend it back, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and put a little USB here so I can leave it plugged in there, and then I'm just going to leave the power on all the time because I have a remote for that. But I think I'm going to put another light up in the roof up here somewhere and run the power back, and I'm using a different switch and I'm going to locate them differently. So here's my new switch. It's illuminated and it's flush, and I think I'm going to put one here or somewhere here. Let's see. Well, that'll be a little difficult because all inside of here is 2x4 and I just don't have the room for that. So I'll probably come in from the top over here. I set stuff here, but I think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll be in harm's way as much as here, and seeing how it's flush, you know, I just want to get it up and out of the way. These are Pile, something like that, push button switch. So I'm gonna put one there, and I think I'm gonna put two over here somewhere, one for the light and one for actually I'll put it forward for that one up there. I'll probably put it on top too, and then all I'll do is I'll simply replace this switch and put in a USB or something else I can use. The other thing that's going on, and this I expected, here was earlier in the video you saw this board, but you can see how it's getting used. Let's call it antiqued. I really don't want to put like Old English or anything on it. I think I'll wipe it down, sand it down, and I can just put a coat of urethane. I'll tape it off, and if I want it to look pretty, but it was very functional. I'm very happy with everything that happened. So I'll wrap the video up and try to get this posted out my normal time. It's not a I think this is my first how-to video, so it's not metal detecting, not hunting. I got some hunting coming up. We're 60 days from archery, and I've hurt my shoulder, but it's healing up, and I'm slowly getting back into the compound bow. But I went and bought a crossbow too. We're allowed to use those here in Florida on private land. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button if you would, and if you haven't, please subscribe. It helps the channel, doesn't cost anything. If you have any questions, send me a comment and I will answer it. I thank you for your comments, views, and support. Until next time, God bless.